Hello, hello, hello. Antphrodite here, your pop culture psychic, back to you again with another true crime reading. This time it is on episode 6 of Unsolved Mysteries. This episode is called Missing Witness. If you guys have not watched my other readings on this series, Netflix's Unsolved Mysteries, click up here to the last one. Episode 5, I believe, was the UFO one. But I did on all of the episodes. Now, this is the final. The new season 2 of Unsolved Mysteries, is happening October 19th. So if you guys want me to continue this and you want me to do more readings on it, please share this and comment down below and like this video. So this episode, we were introduced to Sandy and Lena. So Sandy is the mom. Basically, the story's pretty convoluted, but basically the mom goes from man to man, uses them allegedly, and, tosses them. And the allegations are that she allegedly murdered her ex-husband, and her daughter, Lena, knew something, and they believe allegedly that she murdered her as well. So we don't really know what's going on, and I'm going to dive right into it. So remember, these readings are all alleged for entertainment purpose only, and let's just go ahead and get started. So right off the bat, I think what I'm going to do here is kind of just do the general pull of what was going on. So the first thing we have is that Lena was on tape, recorded, saying that she believes she witnessed her mother murder her stepdad and ex-husband, Gary. And that was kind of like the start of it. And then many years later, when Lena was able to, could potentially testify against her mom, she showed up missing, and her mom always wanted a boy. And then she had a baby, and then the baby went into her mom's custody. So right now, apparently she's still alive and, got away with everything allegedly. So we're just going to do a general reading of the energy around that. So the Knight of Wands is reversed. The Star is reversed, and the Tower is reversed. So that doesn't really surprise me. I mean, Star is about being off the beaten path. It's about going inwards and not wanting to connect with anyone. That makes sense to me, considering that all the conflama and drama, especially with Netflix being so popular. I'm sure everyone's trying to find everyone, which is a bad idea. Don't do that. But the Tower is reversed, and the Knight of Wands reversed. So that usually indicates a few things here. First and foremost, it indicates inaction. So her hermiting, basically, and pulling herself together and not wanting to do anything. Her wanting to get off the beaten path, no internet, no nothing. And the Tower's reversed is about restructuring and rebuilding, so retelling the story. The only way that you'll ever hear from the mom is if she comes up with a really good story that's compelling, and because it seems to me that she thinks that she could win people over. She's just putting together the story. So right now she's off the beaten path, but I do believe that in the future there is 1000% potential for her to tell a new story. One, to make herself a victim, because I really do believe that in her mind she believes that she is a victim. That being said, I will also say, allegedly for entertainment purposes only, that I don't believe that any sort of action that was happening was anything other than her own doing. The Knight of Wands is male energy, and it's reversed, and the Star is reversed, which is about being pulled into the negativity, and the Tower is a drama-filled person, so that's about being able to pull any sort of male into the drama that I have or that I do. So for me, when I read this, I definitely think that she is at the forefront of all this. I think she's the spearhead of all of this. You're not going to tell me that anybody did anything and that she was like a victim. No, she definitely is the person at the top. Think of her like the Dawn, right? So I could just say that. I will also say that it seems like the Three of Swords is reversed, the Ace of Pentacles is reversed, and the Page of Pentacles is reversed. So for me, it's weird because there's some aspect of money involved here. Now, I don't know where this plays into, but I do believe that there's a third person that knows information, but the reason they weren't involved is because they're afraid of financial ruin. I don't think that this is for the murder of Gary. I think that this is for the murder of Lena. Because the Three of Swords is a heartbreak card. So, and the Three of Swords is 3 people. So I don't think that it was just like, Sandy and her husband or whatever. there's a third person here that knows something, but they're scared because of the financial ruin that could have happened. So I don't know if this person was scared at the time of financial ruin, so they kept quiet, but there's definitely someone here who knows something. It's not like a smoking gun, but there's definitely someone that knows something. It has to do with business. So like, okay, so like the way I would describe this is like some sort of transaction between them. So like there are a few ways that this could be described. So for instance, this could be as simple as like, oh, this person sold them the murder weapon, or it could, or gave them the murder weapon, or it could literally just be like they noticed that this person's routine was different and they didn't say or do anything. But there's definitely someone who can kind of place, there's someone that knows information for time and place and can place someone's location. That can really help pinpoint specifics. But they were scared because of some sort of financial issue or ruin. So I don't know if it's a business. I don't know if it's a transaction. I don't know if it's like a clerk. I don't know what it is. But there has to be some sort of money exchange there. That's convoluted. Hopefully we'll get a little bit more information about that, but we'll move on. The Ace of Cups is upright and the Page of Cups is upright. So okay, this right here is a victory after a battle. The Fool is about not being naive, and the Page of Swords is about creating a distraction, creating friction. The mom totally fabricated friction beforehand. It kind of scares me how calculated she is, because like I kind of just like feel really weird now. This is so calculated, it's crazy. This was about creating friction between people. I don't know if she was creating friction between Lena and her boyfriend. I don't know if she was creating friction between Lena and her sisters, or all of the above. But this was so far in advance calculated that I don't even think the sisters realize how in depth this went. Because like this right here is like wanting to create fights. So it's like she knew what she was going to do before she did it, and she was making sure that there was enough animosity to like light the match. Oh, 100%. It has to do it. Emperor's upright, Chariot's reversed, and King of Swords is reversed. That's about isolating her from any men in her life. It's also about taking control. But this King of Swords is reversed and the Chariot's reversed. So her husband or boyfriend at the time or whatever, he totally like, it's weird. I think that she knew how to make him feel neglected. And then when he felt neglected, he would do things to win her affection back, which would be like maybe helping her murder someone, or, you know, disposing of something or whatever. It's like she was able to manipulate him so well that his only way of getting approval was, I mean, she love bombed the shit out of him. And the only way to get approval was through doing things. Like, that's what this is. That's literally what this is. And it's crazy because the only reason she was with him is for the things that he could do. Obviously, the Chariot's reverse, which means if he was the means to an end, right? And he was the way to get to where she needed to go. So if Chariot's reverse, it's like, that would be like someone being with someone because they have a car and they need a car. Like, it's that simple. I will also say this. I believe that I keep seeing a vehicle in my mind's eye. I don't know. Look, I don't know exactly what every vehicle that everyone used, but I see like a blue car in my head. I don't know why. It doesn't matter. The Chariot's reversed. So, and I keep getting drawn to that card. So I think that there's a piece of evidence connected to a vehicle. I'm like freaking out because I just keep seeing it, and it's like there's something. It's like there's like a truck or a vehicle or whatever. Like there's something to do with a car that has a piece of information in the disappearance. I don't know why I keep seeing the truck or a vehicle. I guess it's a truck because I just said truck, but I'm seeing a vehicle. Like, hello, it's in the vehicle. It's like, because I can envision myself like opening the car door and like going under the seat. It's weird. Anyways, the Ten of Cups is family. This right here, quite an interesting pull. So this is about, I don't know if this will... This is about avoidance. And then when it's reversed, and the Strength card of stubbornness. So the Ten of Cups, avoidance, avoiding family. I think that might be Lena. I definitely see her wanting to avoid her family. But you know what's so interesting? Okay, so that's more of the dynamic of Sandy making the family trying to make the family alienate from Lena. But I also see, what is that? I'm trying to figure this out. So I don't know all the dynamics in the family, but what I can tell you is there was some other, because Ten of Cups is like a family, it could be a baby. There has to be someone else. Okay. So in the show, they said that she wanted a boy, I believe, and that's why she wanted the baby. Was anyone, obviously we don't know, so if anyone's watching this, was any of the other sisters pregnant and had a girl? Or were pregnant and then maybe didn't have the baby full term, or there was a miscarriage, or something happened? Because I am getting a weird feeling, like, because Strength card means that something happened already. And this is about avoidance, and the Ten of Cups is upright, which means someone avoided similar fate, or similar fate was avoided, which means that there had to have been someone else whose baby she wanted. So this is totally not the first, and I think that information is something that is extremely important for some reason in this case, because the motivation behind Sandy is she has this ideal scenario in her mind of what her life is supposed to be like, and it's a dream, and she's going to do everything to get that dream. That's her motivation, the Ten of Cups. So think of it like the perfect family of what she deems perfect, and it's all centered around her. That's what her motivator is. The High Priestess is upright. That's trust and timing. The Six of Swords is travel, and the Justice card's upright. Okay. So I will tell you this. Whatever she did and wherever Lena is where she was, if that makes sense. Because this is travel, but this is traveling away from anything. So this would be like traveling away from the county that we were in, traveling away because of legal issues. So anything that happened to Lena happened to where I could be wrong, because what this reads as is like running from the law, right? So moving to get away from the law. I think that my conclusion from that is that wherever Lena is has to be where she was. It can't be somewhere new. Like, it has to be like right there. Like, boom, done. Like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, skidoo. Like, it happens that night, and then we're disposing of the body that day. Like, there's not this convoluted, long, drawn out thing. There's not like this, let's move them here, let's move them there. No. This to me reads as it happened right where they were. Also, I'm getting this card right here. It's the Four of Swords reverse, and this is like someone sleeping on a bed. So I don't know if someone was sleeping when it happened or anything like that. But like in my mind's eye, I see someone like in a bed, and it's like they're sleeping and disturbed. So there's definitely some sort of like, I don't know. It makes me feel like kidnapping, but I'm not sure if it's that extreme. It's really hard to read this. This is very difficult to read. The Four of Cups is detaching, and the Seven of Pentacles reverse. The Seven of Pentacles is pulled out of our comfort zone, and the Four of Cups is detached. That's like snatching someone out of their bed or snatching someone out of their home. Like, I've pulled cards like that before for someone who was kidnapped and like dragged out of their home. So it's that type of vibe. It's like maybe getting dragged out of your home, getting dragged out of work. Like, it's like something like that. The Lover's card's upright. The Eight of Swords is reversed. Oh, no. If I don't remember the whole story, if Lena had a boyfriend, the boyfriend was not only manipulated by the mom or someone to be against her, but if she did have a boyfriend, I forget the story. He was distracted. Because the 8 of Swords is reversed and the 3 of Pentacles is reversed, which means she made sure he was distracted. Also, by the way, mom tried to seduce multiple boyfriends of multiple people, of multiple daughters. That right there is about a seduction. So she would do anything to get what she needed to, which means she would seduce boyfriends. 100% of her daughters. Yes, that is what that says. And if anyone says otherwise, they're lying to your face, because that's totally what I see, is like trying to seduce someone's boyfriend. 9 of Cups is upright, King of Wands is reversed, and the 8 of Wands is reversed. Oh. Okay. Hope is not over for Gary. It's not over. The King of Wands reversed, the 8 of Wands reversed, and the 9 of Cups, that's about being able to manifest an outcome that we desire from something old that's taken a long time. So that has to be Gary's murder. So there is definitely a new piece of information that'll be coming forward about Gary's murder pretty soon. 7 of Cups is upright, which means that it's like going to be quiet, and then boom, all of a sudden we hear something. The Page of Wands reversed and the 8 of Pentacles reversed, which means it's something that someone tried to bury. It's either a piece of information that was actually buried or something someone tried to bury and hide. It's definitely going to come out. It's an indirect thing. So it's like, again, if someone just finds something that was buried, or if someone comes across a document, or someone says something for someone else, that's what it's like. It's not a direct thing. Like, I'm not seeing a confession unless she's able to spin a narrative. I'm telling you, this reminds me of my Lori Vallow case. Links up here if you guys want to see the Lori Vallow case. When I had predicted accurately, by the way, that there was a purchase that was made that would nail her, which, by the way, she purchased something on Amazon. Anyways, this is exactly what I'm seeing. I keep seeing a fucking exchange. The 10 of Swords is self-sabotage, which means that there has to be like an oopsie, and the 4 of Pentacles is a money card, and the King of Pentacles is, you give the 4 of Pentacles to the King of Pentacles. So it's like a corporation, right? So it's like there has to be some exchange. There's a money trail and an exchange where you can get more information and nail her. I want more information about the weddings. I want more information about the weddings. I want more information about the weddings. I don't know. We didn't get to talk about any of like the weddings or her getting married to people, but the 6 of Cups is reversed. Now that is the past, but it's also a wedding on that card. And the 9 of Swords is upright with the 9 of Wands, which means that I'm telling you right now, if she got drunk or whatever or anything like that, there's some piece of information at a wedding that is so important to this case, it's not funny. Like, I don't know if it's like telling on yourself at a wedding or going to someone's wedding or something like that. There's some wedding. Maybe it's one of the future weddings. Like maybe it was one of the weddings of one of the daughters after the murder. But there's some piece of information attached to a wedding. I don't know where it is. Someone's heard something. Someone said something at a wedding. And it was like, oh, this is going to happen. Let me explain it to you this way. If you were going to murder someone and you made a joke to someone at the wedding and be like, oh yeah, if I was going to kill someone, I'd do X, Y, and Z. That's what this is. This bitch has told on herself multiple times. And someone heard something at a wedding or a family get together. They heard something maybe before she got married to one of the boyfriends or whatever. Someone heard something. Oh, I just got it. Okay. They heard something. Okay. I'm like seeing it in my mind's eye. They heard something, and when they heard it, they panicked and they were like, you can't do this, but they still did it anyways. This has to be around Gary's murder. I think that the way she wanted to take Gary out, she couldn't. And I think that she utilized that way with Lena. So what I'm getting, this is what I see in my mind's eye. And I could be wrong, but I see someone at like a family get together sitting there, and I see like it could be her just turning to someone and saying like, well, you know, if I wanted to get rid of him, I would, you know, sort of kidnap him and toss him in the river, right? And that person freaking out and be like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And then when Gary died, Gary was like shot. So it was like, oh, well, that's not what she did. So they don't think it has any relevance. But that's what she did to Lena. So there has to be someone that she spoke to. Maybe it's not at that party. Maybe that party is just where they realized that she was a bad person and that the joke that she said earlier wasn't funny from another event or whatever. But there has to be someone that she told how she would get rid of Lena. She told them, but it was way back in like Gary age, like when Gary was killed. It's around then that she said how she would dispose of someone, and she ended up doing with Lena. That's what I'm seeing. I'm very sure of that. I'm very sure of that. I don't know if anyone will remember. I'm so sure of this. The Hangman is reversed, and the Two of Wands reversed, and the Knight of Cups reversed. It's like I held on to this. I didn't let go of it. I didn't want to let go of it. I held on to it, and I waited. Maybe it was an actual hanging. That could be literal. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing that very clear. So, I do believe that Lena is where they were, but I'm going to go ahead and pull again for that specific question. Oh my God. I'm like literally throwing the cards everywhere and I just messed everything up. It's definitely a very intense reading for sure. I think for me, I'm like not surprised that this was the finale because this episode was so like intense. I was shocked at the end when I found out that she was still alive and this is still going on. So I literally screamed at my TV. I was like, oh my God, she's still alive? Okay, so let's kind of see if we can. Okay, is Lena, I'm basically doing the yes or no, and I'm going to pull the pendulum on this too, but is Lena, where is she buried? Well, I guess I don't know if I should say buried because we don't really know if she's buried or not, but is she in the area where she was? Like like somewhere close to where she was living? These are the same three cards. Remember I told you these are the exact same three cards. Seven of Swords, Fool Reverse, Two of Pentacles. That's the exchange. Some piece of information regarding either a murder weapon or something. Some purchase that was made. There's information attached to that. The Seven of Wands is waiting in the wait. It's like a sneaky victory. So it's like waiting for someone at night to grab them. It's that type of vibe. Magician's upright and Two of Cups. That's the lie that was told about the boy that she ran over to. But the Ten of Pentacles is reversed as well, which means the first plan that she wanted to do, it didn't work out. So they had plan B, which plan B is what she wanted to do to Gary. That's what I'm seeing. Yep, there's Gary. Told ya. The Page of Swords, the Emperor, and the Tower. I told you it's the same thing she wanted to do to Gary. She ended up doing to her. The vehicle is there's some important information attached to a vehicle. These are so intertwined. The energy is piggybacking off each other. It's like a spiritual piggyback. I don't think that so here's what I can say. She's definitely in the area, like in that town or whatever, but she's not where she was currently. It's like, she's not at her apartment, I don't think. It's like she was taken somewhere. And I definitely think, I mean, look at this. This is being burned at the stake. And we know that she had an obsession with burning people. So something was burned. I don't know if she burned the remains again. The Hermit pulled out of our home. I told you, I keep getting like abduction cards or like pull out of home. The Nine of Swords is like stress and anxiety. And then we see another burning card. So yeah. I think that she's somewhere in that area. If her stuff was anywhere, it would be somewhere where Sandy lived. Let's pull from the pendulum. So let's start here. Did Sandy murder Gary? It's a yes. It's circling. Okay. Did Sandy murder Lena? Huh. I don't know if it's going to show up on camera, but it's like a maybe. Was it Kris? Huh. I definitely think that the way that she was she was done. Like, whatever happened to her, Sandy was not alone that time. She was not alone that time. I think it's her and Kris. I think the both of them, allegedly for entertainment purposes only, I think the both of them, in my opinion, I think the both of them did it together. And that's why I think it was different this time, because she had help. Let's see if justice will ever be served here. I feel like we got some good information. I mean, it's hard without like an actual family member in front of me to be able to like help me guide through this. So I can kind of figure out where my energy is coming from, because there's a lot of different things here. This one's really hard. There's like, it's very complicated. Her life is a very complicated web, and I don't know if anyone who's watching this like dove in, but like I am getting the feeling that like it's so much more complicated than the show showed, and there's so many more people involved. Blinded to pain, so she's had a lot of people manipulated and fooled for a long time. Envy and gluttony. Forgetting oneself. So she definitely was jealous over Lena's baby. We know that. Triumph of lies is about being able to prove her lies. And Colorless Angel is hollow. So that's like, was it worth it? Was it worth fighting for what you want? So she's in the position now where she has everything she wanted and she still doesn't feel enough. And the Naked Before the Stars is about the exposure. I'm telling you right now, this woman is literally like, it's giving me Carol Baskin tease. Like, this woman is going to come forward when she has the right narrative and literally spin it. I'm telling you, this woman's going to eventually come forward. Right now, she's laying low. This woman will come forward. Sandy will come forward if she has the ability to. She will be able to come forward, and she will spin a motherfucking narrative, because she feels right now like she fought really hard and it was for nothing. And she's still feeling empty, and she's going to look for another thing to fulfill herself with the Naked Before the Stars, which means she's going to find another way. She's totally going to find another way. Absolutely. Hiding your true self, parasite, anger, and chains. She's going to be vindictive and manipulative, and she's going to find another sucker, bride in a cage. She's going to find another man, another sucker. Downcast pride and obsession, and she's going to strike back at her daughters. Yep. Gilded regret. She's going to try and make them feel sorry for her. Yep. That's what she's going to try and do. I won't cry for you. It's like I'm psychic or something. I told you. It's hollow tears, shallow tears. That's what she's going to try to do. Right now, she's trying to figure out how she can spin it. Wouldn't be surprised if she uses the kid as bait, but she's going to try and spin it. She's going to try and spin it. It's exactly what she's going to do. And you want to know what's really scary? I don't know if I see justice just yet. That's what's really terrifying about this scenario, is I'm not really quite seeing justice being delivered just yet. So I'm terrified. Let's pull the pendulum. Is she going to have charges against her, potentially serve prison time? Oh, no. Oh, my God. Okay. Well, we can change that. But for right now, that's a very loud no. Oh, my God. Okay. So right now, we don't have enough. It might not be the worst thing for her to come forward, because she might be telling on herself and we might be able to get information. It reminds me of that one episode of the guy that everyone thought killed his wife, and he just kept talking and talking and talking. And the more he talked, the more you were like, wait a minute, did you actually do this? That might not be the worst thing in the world. So not yet, but hopefully eventually that energy will change. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Make sure you watch my other readings on all true crime, especially the Unsolved Mysteries episodes. And if you guys want me to do the new series, October 19th, comment down below, like this video, share it with your friends. If it's popular, I'll do more. Make sure you follow me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Antphrodite. I stream live every day on Twitch. This was done live on Twitch. People all the time are like, I want to see you shuffle. I do it on Twitch. Watch me on Twitch. You'll see the behind the scenes, and you'll be able to see me do that. And yeah, if you guys would like to tip me, there's a link to my PayPal in the bio. And that's about it. Until next time, bye guys.